Okay, today's video is meant for the prepper or the survivalist, but you might not have access to a campsite, or you live in the city, or nowhere near the wilderness, but you're planning on going out there. Now, this is called fatwood. It has terrapin in it, something very similar to kerosene. Okay, terrapin kerosene is embedded into the fatwood, and it makes it extremely flammable and waterproof. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You can find the similar items at your home, whether it's a clothespin, scrap piece of wood, a popsicle stick, a stick from a corn dog, from barbecuing, as in a bamboo skewer, a coffee stirrer, or you can find items that were previously from artwork or crafting. This scrap piece of wood. This item right here was from a plant that died out. This is the guide stick to help the item stay straight. This item was originally from a piece of artwork that had fallen apart that somebody had just, left by the curbside. And lastly, this is a bamboo skewer used for roasting marshmallows. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We're looking for similar items that we probably would have found if we were out camping or hiking out in the wilderness. You will find very similar items, but all in all, you want to find them in their decaying and dry state. But most wood will catch fire, but in order to turn it into fatwood, you'll need to do 3 things. Okay? So I'm going to leave this right here in the frame, and I'm going to show you what those 3 things might be. Okay, here are the 3 items that are going to be listed from easiest to most difficult to use. Okay. This is petroleum in gel form. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place the items, I'd say in a 24 to 48 hour period, and put them by inserting them into the gel. Okay? Now essentially what's going to happen is that you're going to permeate the wood, and in doing so you're going to make it flammable but stable and waterproof. None of these items are volatile, except for the other 2 that I'm going to explain. All of them had to be kept away from open flame though. Okay, so please be careful. Don't try to hold me responsible for mistakes or misuse. We all have to be responsible individuals. Okay, so 24 hours to 48 hours by inserting them into the gel. Petroleum gel. Okay. Next, you're going to want to use this very safely. This is lamp oil. Lamp oil has the ability to be very stable, but you still need to keep it away from open flame. You're going to insert the item, okay, and pin it down somehow so it doesn't float out. You'll insert it for the same amount of time, 24 to 48 hours. It'll embed itself into the wood. It'll make it somewhat waterproof, but easy to light as well. Lamp oil doesn't like open flame, so just keep that in mind. Be very careful. So that's lamp oil. Okay. Lastly, this is the one that's a little bit more difficult to use because you have to melt it down. In the meltdown process, this is wax, paraffin wax. You could also use soy or bees. Now, any wax that you use when you melt it down, you cannot walk away from it. You have to keep an eye on it. It has a flash point. Some have a lower flash points than others. They're all pretty much the same. And in melting the wax, you'll want to use a container where you can place the item, and once it's reaching its rollover boil state, not flash point, that's the part you need to be careful with, the flash point. Slow rolling boil will cause the wax to embed itself into the wood, making it waterproof and very stable. But remember, always keep away from open flame. So whether you're homebound and you're planning on taking a camping trip, or even a place where they might have a barbecue pit, a fire pit, or maybe a lodge that might have kind of like a fireplace, you'll want some way to be able to light the items safely. Fat wood is the very, very best thing. But remember, we don't have the ability to scavenge for this or go out and gather. So you can't go out and buy this at the stores under fat wood. You want to open the box and look at the wood. The redder or more orange, the better. Some are somewhat faded out and they still work, but redder orange is better. Okay, so just keep that in mind. For the survivalist or the prepper, this is the best one. But if you want to try to make your own, whether it's from scrap wood found around the house, okay, you'll have a lot of selection. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I always try to look for the items that are not painted, but this will still work. Preferably not painted and in their natural state. This takes a little bit more effort to get the gel or the lamp oil or the wax to embed itself in, but it still works. Okay, same thing with the painted wood. Right, so just keep that in mind. That's a video for today. We'll see you in the next one.